Hello and welcome inside another Sports View Sideline Report. I am Daniel Meisner alongside Timothy Jeffries of the BVU basketball team. How you doing, Tim?
I'm doing well, Daniel. How about yourself?
Doing pretty well as well. So, Tim, your senior year just ended here at BVU. I just want to know, for you, what was the biggest impact that BVU has left on you as a person and as a basketball player?
I would say overall the community, seeing all the folks that come out to the games, and then along with creating a brotherhood with all the players, that's something that's going to stick with me forever.
Speaking of the brotherhood with the players, you did lose a teammate in your time here at BV, Canyon Moose Hopkins. Can you tell me kind of about the impact that he had on you and on the team?
Oh man, he had a huge impact on the entire school. I mean, he was the type of guy where if you needed anything, you can, ask him for it. He's going to do his best to direct you in the path to, which you would succeed in. And also just personally, he was somebody that helped my transition from Las Vegas to a smaller town be a lot easier.
When we talked to Dom Sesma, he told us about Build a Better Boat, which is something that you guys have kind of lived on for Canyon. Can you tell me what that kind of means to you personally?
Building a Better Boat is making, BV a place where we want younger recruits to come in. It's a culture deal, really, doing the little things, being on time to everything, being there for, other teammates. Like right now, Mike DeMars, he's on the baseball team, so we plan on going to support him this year.
And then from your freshman year to now, the team has probably changed a little bit, but can you tell me, do you think the team is closer now than it used to be, in a sense?
In all honesty, I would say no, just due to the aspect of the coaching change. When I was here my first 2 years, we had Brian Van Haften, and he was a big guy on, we all gonna get along on and off the court, and that's what we did. I mean, there was no issues at all. Coach Ty had a little different view on that aspect of everybody getting along. It was more of just a on-court type deal. It didn't really matter about off the court. And now we're getting back to it with Coach Trevor. Everybody's a part of that inner circle.
So you talked about from last year to this year. So that's probably been a big change with the new coach and Coach Johnson as well. What would you say is the biggest difference from Coach Johnson to the coaches you've had in the past?
Oh, Coach Johnson, he definitely relates to his players a lot more. I mean, since he's so young, he's 5+ years older than me, so, we listen to the same type of music here and there. I like classic, R&B, hip hop. At the beginning of each practice, he actually plays music for us to shoot around to, and, he'll throw that in there for me. So definitely him being able to relate to us, and also, he's a very approachable guy. So therefore, if you got a life issue or anything, he'll be able to talk to you about it.
And then in your time as a basketball player, what has been your biggest personal impact, either on the court or off the court?
My biggest personal impact is helping others, I think. All the young guys that come in, I make sure I sit them down and make sure they set goals for themselves. That was a big thing that I didn't see when I got here. Nobody really took the time out to, as far as teammates, to just sit me down and talk to me like, what do you want to accomplish here? And that's something that I try to do with every freshman these past 2 years.
And then as a player, what do you think has been the biggest change on the court for you as a player from when you first got here to now?
When I came in, I was like a 2-guard, 3-guard, and then I turned into a 4-5, but I still have those guard skills. So, it was hard to it wasn't hard to transition because growing up, I was always, the tallest guy. Like I tell people, I've been this height since like 5th grade. So, already being a post and then having to transition to a guard in high school, it wasn't hard for me, but it was just, different being on the college level.
And then what was your favorite part of your senior year this year?
Oh man, favorite part of my senior year had to be, we're in Dubuque, Iowa, getting ready to play University of Dubuque. We just got done with a great meal at Olive Garden, and then our bus comes to pick us up, and the bus gets stuck. It's snowing outside. So we're rocking back and forth, trying to get unstuck. And we made a joke that Coach Johnson, everybody knows he's a pretty, swole guy. He's like, Coach Johnson, you should get off and go push the bus. So, he's like, nah, I'm not doing it. Then he asks us, he's like, you guys want to go push? So all the guys get up and we go push the charter bus, and we got loose. And, it didn't move until Coach Johnson helped. So I'm just going to put that out there.
And then for you, coming from Las Vegas, a much bigger city, I'm sure your games were really packed in high school as a player. Um, would you say the student section had a huge impact on you, when, especially this year, the way that they really showed out?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, that student section, I feel like we have the best student section in the conference, just going to different schools. Their student sections aren't consistent and things like that. And you know, when I'm on the court, I know for a fact that, all the girls and guys that are in the student section, they're getting me hype, and that's something that we feed off that energy as basketball players.
Definitely. That's what Dom Sesma said as well. He said that he felt the exact same way, honestly. He said that BV has the best fans in general in the conference. And obviously, we've heard it from two people now, so obviously it must be somewhat true. And then I want to talk about, you got to play with your brother David for 2 years. What was it like to come to college and be able to play with him? Because you obviously probably played with him in high school and your whole life.
I never got to play with him before college. That was something that's the reason why we both came here together. And I mean, it was a blessing being able to play with him, because he was always just, as soon as I entered high school, he was leaving high school. And we didn't think the college thing was going to work out for both of us to go to the same school. And then somehow, some way, we wound up getting 2 years together.
So that probably had a huge impact on you as a player as well, because it's always different playing with players that you haven't played with together, but even though you didn't play competitively together, you guys played your whole lives together, obviously. So I'm sure coming in, even if you haven't played on the floor together, that chemistry was just there automatically, would you say?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, all the little backyard battles growing up with my oldest brother. I mean, me and David, you can see from the older film that, I knew his spots, he knew exactly where I was. And I can honestly say that he makes the game a lot easier for everybody he's playing with.
I'm sure he hit you on the left wing a couple times.
Oh,
I know that's your favorite spot this year.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And then one last question for you, Tim. Going into next year, this team obviously losing 5 seniors. What do you think their biggest goal for next year will be?
I think their biggest goal for next year is, just jumping on people early, not letting up at all. I feel like there was a few times this year where, we had to jump on people, or we either let the other team get the jump on us, and that, that was a factor in why we ended our season so early. But it's just a thing of staying together and making sure, do the little things, all the little things that Coach asks and things like that.
All right, thanks, Tim. And that's all we have here for the Sportsview Sideline Report. I'm Daniel Meisner, and we'll see you next time.